Good day, everyone. We will tackle about the interpersonal theory of Harry Stock Sullivan. At the age of 8.5, the boy experienced an intimate relationship with a 13-year-old boy that transformed his life. Most scholars believe that the relationship between these boys, Harry Stock Sullivan and Clarence Bellinger, was at least in some ways homosexual, but others believe that the two boys were never sexually intimate. Tungkol ito kay Harry Stock Sullivan, siya ay isang psychiatrist. Noong 8 years old siya, naging malapit siya kay Clarence Bellinger. Importante ito kay Sullivan kasi malungkot siya at pinubuli noon. At si Bellinger ang nagbibigay ng pagtanggap at pagsuporta kay Sullivan. Pinagtatalunan kung naging sexual ang relasyon nila. Sabi ng ilan, posibleng may homosexual na aspeto. Sabi naman ng iba, emotional lang at walang ebidensya ng sexual na ugnayan. So, hindi ito nilinaw ni Sullivan. Dito raw nagmula ang konsepto niyang chumship. It means ang malalim na pagkakaibigan ng magkaedad na mahalaga para sa empathy at mental health. So, sa aking topic ngayon ay malalaman niyo kung anong meaning ng chumship. Let's move on and let's proceed to overview of interpersonal theory. Harry Stock Sullivan is the first American to construct a comprehensive personality theory. Believe that the personality develops only in a social context. No people, no personality. So, si Sullivan ang unang Amerikanong gumawa ng kompletong theory ng personalidad. Naniniwala siya na nabubuo daw ang personalidad ng tao sa pakikisalamuha sa iba. Kung walang ibang tao, walang personalidad. For example, may isang bata na lumaki na palaging kasama ang pamilya, may mga kalaro at nakakausap araw-araw. Natuto siyang makiramdam, makipagkaibigan, magalit at magpatawad. Naging palabiro siya kasi yun ang hilig ng barkada niya. Naging matulungin siya kasi yun ang nakikita niya sa nanay niya. So, ang personalidad ng isang bata ay palabiro, matulungin at madaling kausap. So mas magbibigay ako ng relatable na example. Isipin mo yung sarili mo sa school versus sa bahay. Sa barkada mo, baka ikaw yung joker, pero sa harap ng teachers mo, seryoso ka. Sa pamilya mo, baka ikaw yung tahimik, or kumbaga iba-iba yung ikaw, depende sa kasama mo. Yung buong pagkatao mo, hinubog ng lahat ng relasyon na yun. Kung tinanggal natin lahat ng tao sa buhay mo mula pagkapanganak, walang mabumolde sa ugali, paniniwala at kilos mo. So, study interpersonal relations scientifically to understand personality. So, for example, si Juan, isog kaayo kung kauban niya iyang barkada, pero hilumon kaayo kung naayang strict nga papa. Para masabtan nimo si Juan, dili pwede nga tan-awon lang nimo siya. Kinahanglan nimo tanawon iyang relasyon sa barkada ug sa iyang papa. Dito nimo makita nga no mag-ilis-ilis ang iyang personalidad. Mao na ang interpersonal relations ni Sullivan. Harry Stock Sullivan has 7 developmental stages, and which are the infancy, childhood, juvenile era, pre-adolescence, early adolescence, late adolescence, and adulthood. But the most crucial stage of development is pre-adolescence, a period when children first possess the capacity for intimacy but have not yet reached an age at which their intimate relationships are complicated by lustful interest. So, ano ba ang nangyayari sa pre-adolescence? Sabi ni Sullivan, it is a birth of intimacy. Dito nang lumalabas yung genuine need for intimacy, pero hindi romantic. Ang tawag niya, need for a chum, o best friend na same sex or same age. It is shift from parents to peers. Dati, yung need for tenderness galing kay mama and papa. Sa pre-adolescence, lumilipat na sa kaibigan. Hindi na sapat na mahal ka lang ng parents, kailangan mo na ng kakampi na pakapareho mo. Number 3, first time makaranas ng totoong equality. Sa parents, laging may power difference. Sa chum, pantay kayo. Dito mo matutunan yung collaboration, compromise, sensitivity sa ibang tao. Bakit nga ba pinaka-importante kay Sullivan? 3 reasons bakit crucial stage to. Number 1, dito na de-develop ang intimacy dynamism. Pag wala kang chum sa stage na to, mahihirapan ka na makabuo ng healthy relationships habang buhay. Sabi ni Sullivan, if pre-adolescent intimacy is lacking, the person will likely have a serious difficulties with love, relationship, or friendship, and sex later. Kung hindi mo maranasan na maging close sa best friend nung grade 4 to 6 ka, mahihirapan ka na magtiwala at makipag-relate pagtanda mo. Number 2, antidote sa loneliness and anxiety. Pre-adolescence yung stage kung saan ang sobrang sakit na ng loneliness, yung chum yung unang gamot doon. Kapag nagkaroon ka ng true chum, natutunan mo na hindi ka nag-iisa. Nabawasan anxiety mo sa mundo. Dito mo unang mararamdaman na may kakampi ako na hindi nanay ko. Pag hindi nangyari yon, dala-dala mo yung loneliness hanggang pagtanda. And the number 3, foundation ng lahat ng adult relationships. Yung skills mo sa chum, makinig, mag-share ng secret, mag-away tapos magbate, mag-sacrifice, yan din ang gagamitin mo sa jowa, asawa, katrabaho later. Training ground, para siyang training ground. Pag pumalpak dito, feeling ni Sullivan, damay lahat ng relationships mo sa future. So, magbibigay ako ng example. Grade 5 ka, si Andy yung chum mo. Sabay kayo umuwi, sabay kayo kumakain ng lunch. Kayo lang nagkakaintindihan pag inaasar kayo ng iba. So, the number 1 is, need for intimacy lumabas. Hindi mo ma-share sa mama mo yung crush mo kay Jake kasi mahihiya ka. Pero kay Andy, nasasabi mo lahat. Pantay kayo, walang judge. Yan yung chum relationship. First time mo maka-experience ng equality. Bakit crucial? Isang araw, nag-away kayo ni Andy kasi sinumbong ka niya kay ma'am. Nasaktan ka pero kinabukasan, siya din unang nag-sorry at nag-share ng candy. Doon mo natutunan na pwede pala mag-away pero magkaibigan pa rin. Pwede mag-compromise, yan ang collaboration skill na dadalhin mo hanggang college at work. Kung wala si Andy, baka until now, pag nagkakatampuan kayo ng ka-group, block agad. Number 3, antidote sa loneliness. Bago kayo naging close ni Andy, malungkot ka tuwing recess kasi mag-isa ka lang. Nung naging chum mo siya, nawala yung sakit ng loneliness, sabi ni Sullivan, kung di nangyari yun, baka nag-develop ka ng malevolence. Lahat kaaway ko. So, yun ang attitude. So, buot kay Sullivan, ang pre-adolescence ang pinaka-important stage kasi dito nabubuhay o namamatay yung capacity mo for true intimacy. Hindi pa to about love life ha. About best friend muna. Pag nagtagumpay ka dito, mas mataas chance na maging healthy ka interpersonally. Pag pumalya yan, ang ugat ng maraming adult problems sa relationships. Yan yung reason bakit obsessed si Sullivan sa chum relationships noong pre-adolescent stage. The biography of Harry Stack Sullivan. He was born in February 21, year 1892, at Norwich, New York. Not only surviving child of poor Irish Catholic parents. Harry's father, named Timothy Sullivan, was a shy, withdrawn, and taciturn man. Harry's mother, named Anne Sullivan, had given birth to 2 other sons, neither of whom lived past the first year. As a consequence, she pampered and protected her only child, whose survival she knew was her last chance for motherhood. When Sullivan was 8.5 years old, formed an intense friendship with 13-year-old Clarence Bellinger. Both socially awkward but intellectually advanced, both became psychiatrists, neither married. The relationship transformed Sullivan. It taught him intimacy, how to love someone like himself, and shaped his later theory. So now, Harry Stack Sullivan is a bright student. He is graduated from high school as valedictorian at the age of 16. He may have suffered a schizophrenic breakdown. He finished his medical studies in year 1915 but did not receive his degree until 1917. At the St. Elizabeth, he had his first opportunity to work with large numbers of schizophrenic patients. Lived 22 years with James Inscoe, A 15-year-old former patient he treated as a son. Left Catholicism, seemed anti-Catholic but requested as a Catholic burial. Now we have the tensions. Like Freud and Jung, Sullivan was saw personality as an energy system. That energy can exist either as a tension or as actions themselves. It is a potentiality for action that may or may not be experienced in awareness. But not all tensions are consciously felt. Many tensions such as anxiety, premonitions, drowsiness, hunger, and sexual excitement. And Sullivan recognized the two types of tensions, which are the needs and anxiety. So ano nga ba ang tensions? Ang tensions ay yung feeling na may kailangang gawin para siyang pressure or discomfort sa loob mo nang nagtutulak sa iyo kumilos. So, ang tension is a state of imbalance or disequilibrium. Kapag hindi balanse yung loob mo, kulang ka sa tubig, kulang ka sa kaibigan, kinakabahan ka, nagkaka-tension. Yan yung way ng katawan o isip mo para sabihin na, uy, may problema, galaw ka. So, ang two main types lang ni Sullivan ay yung needs at anxiety. Ang needs ay galing sa lack ng something na may malinaw ng solusyon. For example, kung gutom ka, kumain ka. Kung uhaw ka, uminom ka. At kung lonely ka, hanap ka ng kausap. Conjunctive siya. Bakit? Kasi nag-unite ka sa environment para masatisfy ka. Sa anxiety naman ay malabo, walang malinaw na solusyon. For example, kinakabahan ka pero di mo alam kung bakit. Disjunctive siya kasi imbis na makatulong, sinisira pa niya diskarte mo. So, kasi para kay Sullivan, ang buong personality mo umiikot sa dalawang tanong lang. Number 1, ano yung needs ko ngayon? Kundi para mabuhay at magiging okay. Sa number 2 naman, ano yung anxiety ko ngayon? Para hindi ako mawasak. At yun naman ay lahat ng ginagawa mo from paghinga hanggang pagchat-chat sa crush mo ay energy transformation lang ng dalawang tensions na to. So, yun ang ibig sabihin ng tensions. Now, let's proceed sa needs. The needs are tensions brought on biological imbalance between a person and the physiochemical environment, both inside and outside the organism. So, ang needs ay tension yan na galing sa kulang o hindi balanse. Pwedeng katawan mo versus labas o katawan mo versus loob mo. Merong 3 traits ng needs. Number 1 is caused by imbalance. Yung sabi ko kanina, may kulang o sobra kaya di ka mapakali. For example, kulang sa tubig is uhaw ka, kulang sa kausap is equal to lonely. Episodic, number 2 is episodic. Pag nasatisfy mo, nawawala siya pero babalik din later. For example, kumain ka, busog ka. Tapos mamaya gutom ulit after 4 hours. And the number 3, may biological component pero madalas interpersonal. Hindi lang pagkain at tubig. Kasama din yung need for tenderness, need for intimacy, need for security. Galing sa pakikisama sa tao. May dalawang klase ito ay ang general needs at ang zonal needs. Ang general needs means para sa overall well-being. For example, oxygen, food, water, tenderness, and sleep. For the zonal needs is galing sa specific na part ng katawan. For example, ngumuya ka, makipag-holding hands, or manual activity. So, buong theory ni Sullivan na nakabase sa idea na lahat ng ginagawa natin ay para masatisfy ang needs at pabawasan ng anxiety. So now, let's proceed to tenderness. It is the most basic interpersonal need is tenderness. An infant develops a need to receive tenderness from its primary caretaker, called by Sullivan, it is the mothering one. Tenderness is a general need for the overall well-being of a person. It is a first experience by an infant from the mothering one or primary caretaker. Bago pa lumabas yung need for intimacy, need for lust, or etc., tenderness muna. Ito yung alagaan mo ko na need. It is a general need kasi hindi galing sa isang part lang ng katawan, para sa buong pagkatao mo. Kaya katabi niya sa listahan yung oxygen, food, and water.